Hey guys, welcome back again. Today is going to be a non-makeup related video. Today I'm actually going to be telling you 3 more embarrassing stories from my life. Great. I love that I do this to myself. I'm like, yeah, it's going to be hilarious. Just tell the most embarrassing things that have ever happened to you in your entire life. Doesn't that sound like fun? Sorry, Mom, if you're watching this. But for today, regular amounts of embarrassment were not enough for me. So not only am I going to tell you embarrassing stories, but I'm going to tell you drunk embarrassing stories. Now, I'm not like some huge party animal, so I don't really have like crazy stories, but embarrassing, yeah, I have that covered. Let's just get into the video. Let's just embarrass myself right now. Okay, so the first story that I'm going to tell you about is kind of gross. Why am I telling this story? It does include vomiting, as many of my drunken stories do. All the stories I'm telling you, I was of age. I obviously do not advocate for underage drinking or anything silly like that. But, so, okay, the first story. If you've watched any of my other embarrassing stories, you know that I have a best friend named Adara. And a lot of my stories include her because we've been best friends for a really long time, and the crazy stuff that I usually do, I do with her. So a few years ago, she was living in Louisville, Kentucky, and I would go down to kind of visit her for like a week or so at a time. And one of those times, we decided to go to this stone quarry that was open for swimming, which is really cool because where I live, we have stone quarries, but they're like, it's illegal to go in them, let alone swim in them. So this was like a really cool like area, and it was like still one of the best places I've ever gone swimming. I really wish that the day didn't have like a sharp downward arc to it, but it was a really cool place and it was really fun at first. Now, as you drive into this place, there are big signs with all of the rules, and 2 of the very first things that are listed are no alcohol and no glass. We broke both of those rules because we are assholes. So, we're stupid. I never do stuff like this, but we were like, we're responsible adults, so it's fine. So we took in, actually I forget what we had. It was something to like mix, I believe. We mixed it with juice or soda, I forget. I'm pretty sure though that we just had like a bottle of liquor and then like a mixer, and we were just like doing that, and we were doing a bunch of drinking when we first got there, and then we went down and we got in the stone quarry, we were in the water, and it was such a good time. Like, we were having such a good day, you guys. Like, it was just all going so well. Ah, sharp downturn. So I literally remember laying in the water with my best friend, like we were like floating in the water, and I just remember being like, this is so awesome. Like, I'm just having the best time in the world. And then directly after that, my best friend gets out of the water to go, I forget, like jump off the like cliff thing that was there or something. I don't know. She gets out of the water to go do something, and I'm like laying, relaxing in this water, and everything's great, right? And then all of a sudden I'm like, I've been drinking all day. Hold on. If you guys see a fly, I'm really sorry. It's that time of year where flies just get in no matter what you do. And I have a couple pesky flies that just won't leave and or die. So if you see them, I apologize. I hate that. That drives me nuts. But anyways, so I'm laying in the water and I'm like, oh, like this is just so nice. I love it. And then I'm like, I don't feel so good. Like, in fact, I realized at that point we'd been drinking all day because we were day drinking, having like a girls' day. And it was really hot and really sunny out. And that was just starting to get to me, and I was like, wow, like I just don't feel good. So I kind of like sat up in the water, and I was like, you know, it's gonna be really bad if I'm actually like sick, because I was like way out in the water, and there was quite a swim and then a walk to get to a bathroom, which is probably why this is not a good place to be drinking. But so I just remember like kind of waiting for a second, and we had these like pool noodle things, so we were just like hanging out. I was just like floating there in the water, and I'm like, ooh, no, this is about to go very bad. Like, I'm definitely gonna vomit. And in my little pea brain, the only thing I was concerned with was, oh, someone's gonna see me vomit. Which is a concern, of course. But, so I decided, oh my god, I can't believe I'm telling this story. I decided that the only option that I had, because I was obviously going to vomit in the water, I'm so sorry. This is such a disgusting story, and I'm so sorry to anyone who was swimming in that stone quarry. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. But I decided to go underneath the water to vomit, because that surely is a good option. So, 2 things happen if you vomit underwater, I found out. First of all, you're gonna drown, almost. Because when you're vomiting, you like do the dry heave thing, right? Like, it's not just bleh, an expel of stuff, okay? Like, other stuff goes on, and as you're doing that underwater, you're gonna suck in water and also probably vomit. And like, 2, you're basically just vomiting all over your own face at that point because you're underwater, so it's just gonna like... Neither of those things occurred to me in the moment, and so I immediately was like, oh, like, this is a bad idea, and really ashamed. Like, this ain't cute. But I just kind of swam away and got out of the water and went back to the car. Got sick a few more times. Found my friend. She was also sick. It was bad. Everything was bad. What did we learn from this story? Don't drink while you're swimming at places that you're not supposed to have alcohol, probably. Probably just like drinking during the day, like all day. Probably not the best idea either. Probably not if you're going to be out in the sun. Wow, I can't believe I opened with that one too. Like, that's like really embarrassing. You guys probably already clicked out of this video. You're like, this girl's nasty. I don't want anything to do with this video. I'm sorry. So, the second story I'm going to tell you does not involve vomit, but I will warn you the third one does. Most of my drunken stories involve vomit. I'm sorry. So, the second story I'm going to tell you, this is from when I was like newly 21. Like, I had not been drinking very long. I didn't really drink when I was underage at all, like maybe like a handful of times. So I didn't know my limits or anything. I was just stupid. So our friend was having like a house party and we were all hanging out. We were like smoking the hookah, we were drinking, and this guy shows up that I didn't really know, but he was like friends of friends, and he had a jug of orange juice and a clear alcoholic beverage. He told me that it was vodka, I'm pretty sure, but I do know that everyone else like was saying that it was vodka. I assumed it was vodka. I don't know, I thought it was vodka. He pours this bottle of alcohol into the orange juice and he's like, this is up for grabs, everyone can drink this. And I didn't have any right away, but then later, I'm pretty sure we were in the kitchen and he's like, hey, like, you should drink some of this. So I get like a cup. It wasn't like a full-size cup, but like I don't know, like a this size cup. I don't know. I get a cup, okay? It's not important. And I pour some in there and I'm like drinking on this orange juice and vodka. And I was already kind of drunk and I realized it was kind of strong, but I didn't really notice anything else. Later on in the night, probably like an hour later or so, I'm in the kitchen again, pouring this juice into a cup. And for whatever reason, I dropped the cup. I can't remember if I just like poured it too fast like a little kid and it just like went everywhere. But I get like juice, I drop this drink all over the floor. So drunk me thinks, oh, it's cool, I'll just make another drink, because like that's what I should be concerned about at this point. So I make another drink and I proceed to walk away with my drink, but there is juice and vodka all over the floor and I slip and fall in the juice and vodka. Now, I feel like any sane person at this point in time would be like, I probably don't need another drink. In fact, maybe I should clean up this mess that I'm making. But no, not me, my friends. I decide, you know what? It's fine. Everything's fine because I'll make another drink. So I make this third drink and yeah, you guessed it. I freaking slipped and fell because there's still vodka and juice all over the floor. And honestly, I don't remember after that. I don't think I made another drink or anything. I think someone noticed at that point that I needed attention in the kitchen, but I don't remember much of the rest of that night. I do remember definitely getting sick later, but that's not part of the story. But the, like, ending to this story is that a few days later we were talking about it and someone was like, no wonder you got so drunk and you got so sick. That was Everclear that he poured into that orange juice. And I was just like, no, like, I thought it was vodka. And they're like, nah, like, it was Everclear. Like, that's why you were so hammered. Lessons to be learned here. Don't drink Everclear. Like, that's a lesson that, like, you don't need to learn on your own, okay? Just don't drink Everclear. And, yeah, if you spill a drink, like, maybe clean that drink up instead of just making another drink. I don't know. I don't even know why I'm trying to give you lessons, but there you go. So, the third story, unfortunately, includes vomit. The whole thing is about vomit pretty much again. I'm sorry, guys. Again, you've probably already clicked out of this video, but so my third story is, again, I had literally just turned 21, did not know my limits. This is the first time I actually went to a bar, and I went with a work friend who was gay, and we went to a drag bar, and it was really cool. Like, he was friends with a lot of the drag queens, so I got to, like, talk to them and interact with them, and they were all really cool. It was a really, really good time. So much fun. But I had like 4 or 5 mixed drinks, and they were mixing their drinks hella strong, okay? Like, these were so strong, and I was getting Captain and Coke because at the time that was like the only thing that I knew I liked. So I was real drunk, and I was wearing high heels. But I do remember at the end of the night stumbling to the bathroom and getting very, very sick and being like, oh, like, this is like kind of ratchet, like being on the floor of this bathroom, like sick, but whatever, it's fine. Like, ooh, girl, just wait. But, so we leave the bar, and like, again, like, I had such a good time, and one of his friends was with us, and he was in the back seat. And so we're going home, and at first I think I'm totally fine. Like, I'm like, oh, I already threw up everything I had to throw up, I'm fine. But we get like 10, 15 minutes away from the bar, and the motion of the car is making me really ill. And I'm like, yo, like, I'm feeling a type of way. Like, I'm feeling the vomity type of way. And he's like, okay, like, there's a gas station. Like, I'm driving to the gas station, you know. We'll get a bag or whatever. Or you can use the bathroom if they have a bathroom. And it becomes apparent in the next 30 seconds to me that that is not going to work, because I'm going to throw up now. I'm going to throw up right now. So the only thing I had with me was my coat and my purse. And actually, I don't even know if I had my purse with me. I might have just taken my ID and money, so I might not have even had my purse. I just had my coat. And I'm the type of person that will, like, my worst fear is throwing up on something, like someone's car or something. So in my head, my little pea brain, I decided my best thing that I could do was take my coat and throw up in my coat to save this person's car. So that is what I did. I threw up in my own coat to save his car. And you know what? It worked. And the coat was fine. I took it home, got that clean, got it figured out. And then his friend that was in the back, like, pokes his head because I was sitting up front. And he's just like, I have so much respect for you for doing that. I'm like, oh my god. I didn't even notice the girl that threw up in her own coat. Well, that wraps up my story for you guys, and I guess the lesson to that story is keep something on you if you're someone who throws up a lot. I really should take my own advice there, because... So that is my 3 drunk and embarrassing stories for you guys. I hope that this was fun to watch. I hope you got a laugh out of it. I hope that you don't make the same embarrassing mistakes that I have made. Thank you guys for watching this. I love you, as always. See you in the next one. Mwah!